Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this week's update. A little bit late because I've been busy at the bench. More of that in a moment. Channel, very busy on the channel as well. Lots of videos, lots of content coming your way. Last week was the VMS Primers review, sort of on test video. Had some great feedback about that. And yeah, I'm not going to go over the contents of the video now. You can go and watch it yourself. One bit of feedback I did have, which was really cool, was from Chris at VMS. He saw the video. He said that they had noticed that the texture was incompatible really for aircraft models. And what they've decided to do is reformulate it for aircraft modelers. I say reformulate it, adjust the formula to get a silky, smooth finish. It's not going to replace what they've got now. They're going to keep that on the market, but this is going to be aimed at the new stuff, aimed very much at aircraft modelers. And I imagine maybe automotive modelers as well could use it. So that's really exciting news. What's even more exciting is he's going to send me some, so I can bring that to you. I'm really hoping I will get it for when I come home, which is in about 6 weeks' time. Home for Christmas, and I can bring that back with me and I can do another on test, and I'm really looking forward to using that. Means I'm gonna have to strip the old 109 up there, but yeah, that'll be worth it. So really looking forward to that. Exciting news coming up this weekend. Sunday is my on test of MRP's new Aqua range. Beautiful paint, plot spoiler, again on the 109. So you can see how I get on with that. Kindly supplied by Ed over at Premium Hobbies, one of the channel sponsors. Now, what I will say is, unfortunately, Ed he'd put aside a bottle of thinners for me and then forgot and sold it. So the on test is without own brand thinners. I always recommend, wherever possible, use own brand thinners, especially for acrylic paints, because they all seem to be really rather different in their behavior a lot of the time. This stuff, the MRP Aqua, I do a test of all sorts of different thinners for you, and do obviously a spray test as well. All the different sort of the generic REF colours, including I also paint a roundel. And I'm pleased to say it is beautiful stuff. So watch out for that coming with you on Sunday. Project-wise, I'm halfway through editing the big 32nd scale laminar flow design Spitfire Mark 14 conversion. I'm about halfway through. So what I've decided to do is, rather than repeat a lot of the stuff from the Mark 12 conversion, is I'm condensing it down, and that's going to be a one-parter for the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift out the intro. That's going to be a standalone video on its own, and then if you don't want to watch the intro, lots of people don't want to bother with that. That's absolutely fine. It's up to you. But it's quite interesting because it kind of sets all the scene. I go through all the different prevarications over what markings I'm going to do it in, detail all the aftermarket that's going to go into the project and the kind of aims of the project, and then yeah, so it's kind of worthwhile watching. And then the actual video itself will go up a week later. Hopefully I'll get it edited by then, inshallah. That is the plan. That's what's going on the channel. The project that's going to come after that is going to be this thing, which is the Avia S199. I've done a sprue tour. I say sprue tour. There's not that many sprues actually, because it's their new hybrid system, which is really cool. Here's the progress. The airframe is pretty much done. So this will be going into paint tomorrow. I need to mask the canopy. I'm going to start by painting the spinner and the rudder, which is red and white stripes. Spinner is red. And then I can get into doing it, go ahead and painting it. What I do need to do is just a little bit of sanding just on the join here at the wing. Other than that, she is ready to go. Right. The hybrid system is, I think, really good news. All the cockpit is resin, just a few parts. The gear bays are single part resin, and there's lots of little aerials and bits and bobs which are also resin, which I've actually still got on the sort of sprue, for want of a better word. The detail is really, really good. You can see some very slight texture layering from the printing on some of the bigger parts, but honestly, under a coat of sort of matte or satin varnish, it's going to be very difficult to see. Where you do see it is with shiny paint, and it just glints in the light. You can see it there, but the detail is absolutely brilliant. They do claim that you can use standard modelling cement with the resin and bond the resin to the plastic, and I can confirm that is absolutely correct. It works. So I don't know what resin they're using, but that is brilliant. One thing I will say is some of the detail is incredibly fine and the resin is incredibly fragile. The trim wheels, I had to scratch build one of the wheels because it got destroyed actually on the sprue. That may well have been me not realizing exactly what I had in the package, and I went and broke it. It could have been the packaging. Some people have had damage to their rudder pedals. Mine wasn't damaged at all, so I got away with that one. But what I did do is there were sort of 3 small levers and things for the cockpit, and I managed to accidentally throw them away because they are hidden is the wrong word. They are with some of the bigger parts. So in your excitement, you take the bigger parts off the supports and the scaffolding, clean them up, and then throw away the rest of it, not realizing you need some parts on. Having said that, 2 of the bits are levers that stick up above the canopy sill, and I've managed to break them off and lose them. If you have this kit, I recommend those 2 little levers save right to the very, very end and stick them on. The rest of it has gone together beautifully. The fit is absolutely brilliant, stunning, and yeah, I've been waiting for this one for a very long time. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to cut my masking set out. I'm doing the box art. I was thinking of doing bubble canopy and sort of cobbling together some markings. I've got a feeling that trying to paint the check markings is going to be really quite challenging because of the very, very fine circle around it. And if I'm honest, I'm not a huge fan of the Eduard decals. The printing, I don't think they're screen printed. I think they're printed on a dot matrix type printer, and the colours are quite washed out. The whole peeling the carrier film off, I think that's a bit of a red herring because they're not designed to do that. And people moaning that I damaged my decal when trying to peel the carrier film off. Well, they're not designed to be peeled off, so you've only got yourself to blame, frankly. Sorry that if that sounds a bit harsh, but it's true. There we are. So I'm not going to get into a big debate now about Eduard decals. Suffice to say, they are actually getting better. They are improving. The printing is very much better than when they first started out, but I still think they've got a way to go. I am going to spray all the markings, as I mentioned, and actually it's the same scheme that I did in 72nd scale. He says, nearly dropping it on the floor. Right. Yeah, loving that. Hybrid, I think, has got a very bright future. Okay, on with the news. Some stuff left over from Telford then. 2 companies were announcing kits and didn't make it into the news show. So the first one is Kotare, who announced an ME109 E4. I think it was an obvious one that they were going to do at the E next. Lots of anticipation about that. I think Mark himself had dropped a few hints that lots of people have been asking for the E, but his favourite is the K4 and it's his company. So that's why they did the K4 first. So I don't think it's any surprise that the E4 is coming next. Those of you who saw the sort of poster thing for it, most people missed that actually there is a spade grip rather than the standard control column and the fuel line that runs through the cockpit. So the fuel line that runs through the cockpit, that is from the E7. So that tells us there's an E7 coming. And no doubt that it'll have the correct parts for the E4 because their research is impeccable, I will say. And the spade grip is because the Romanians had the spade grip on their E. I think they had the E3. I'm assuming they had the E4 as well. They must have done. Maybe the E7 as well. And Radu, who's designed it, Radu Brinzan, is of Romanian extraction. I think he emigrated to Ireland from Romania, or maybe he was born in Ireland. I don't know. But anyway, he is of Romanian extraction. And so, yeah, he kind of convinced Mark, could he do a Romanian decal scheme? And yeah, that was all agreed. So, yeah, I quite like the Romanian schemes, actually. But when I get one, I really fancy a... Now, I can't remember the Jagdgeschwader that had the Tatzelwurm on the nose. I quite fancy... There's the very famous one of the video of it, a Staffel or a Schwarm of 109 E4s sort of braking towards and then underneath the camera ship. Awesome bit of footage. And that aeroplane has a yellow nose and a yellow top deck and heavy mottling down the side. And I haven't really seen any other scheme like that. So I want to do that one. Due out Q3 or Q4 next year. So I'm gonna kind of hang my hat on Q4 next year. I think. Just because I don't want to disappoint myself if it doesn't arrive in Q3. That's the plan. Am I going to beg Mark for a test shot? I don't want to. I don't want to seem a bit too needy. Yes, I've got the Hurricane test shot coming. Really looking forward to that. Can't wait to get my hands on that. And I guess I'm going to have to impress him with how I build that before asking for the E4. That's going to be my plan. We'll see if it pays off. If not, I'll just wait and I'll just buy it like everybody else. Right, that's that one. The other one was DBMK have announced a Spitfire Mark 21. Now, I, for one, am very excited about this because the 21 is my favourite Spitfire Mark. Those of you who don't know your Spitfires, it's got the Mark 14 fuselage with the late sort of wing on it. 4 cannon, very, very cool aeroplane. Just made it to the end of the war and then served a lot of post-war. A lot of the auxiliary Air Force squadrons had them. The CAD has a contra prop. I don't like the contra prop. I think it looks a bit weird on a Spitfire. So I asked them in their sort of chat thing, are you doing the standard 5-bladed prop? And they are. So that's cool. And yeah, no idea what markings are coming or anything like that. But yeah, hugely exciting. I'm hoping it's going to be riveted like their Sea Fury is going to be. I really am. So that's really, really cool. What I'd really love is a Mark 21 in 48 scale because we don't have one. Airfix, are you listening? I'm going to get a t-shirt made with Airfix badge saying, please, another Spitfire. Brackets, 21. Anyway, So that's that. Right. Arma Hobby have released some pictures of their ME262 project, some designs of the sprues, so not test shots, but designs of the sprues. Looks really cool. A little ME262 from that lot is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So I just thought I'd show you the pictures of those. Love Arma. I think they're fantastic. I can't wait to get the my hands on the 48 scale Spitfire, which is wash my mouth out. Hurricane, which is imminent. Arma Hobby, Spitfire Mark 21, please. Any scale, don't care. Right, so that is that one. And the last thing I'd like to mention is Peter over at Airscale. So at Telford, he had test shots of the Typhoon in 32nd scale. Car door coming first. I really want the bubble top. But yeah, the car door, actually, it's one of those that it's growing on me. I have to say, it's really growing on me. It, I think it just makes the aeroplane look even more beefy than it is, actually. And yeah, a little bit like the two-seat Airfix Spitfire. When that was announced, I was like, ooh, who's going to buy that? That's weird looking. And then the more I looked at it, the more I fell in love with it. And then I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And as soon as I did, I built it straight away. My Mark 9E is at home, by the way. So that will be coming back with me next year. And yeah, so as well as that, he put pictures up on Facebook of the box art. And I have to say, it went viral. Every single modelling Facebook page that was in my Facebook feed had this, and all the comments effectively were the same. Like, wow, OMG, best box art ever, blah, blah, blah. It is a phenomenal piece of artwork. Yes, it's digital. I don't care. It's unbelievable. Now, the chap who's done it, the name escapes me. He, funnily enough, did the 109 G6 for Airfix. It's not Adam Tooby, like lots of people said. Adam Tooby does artwork for Airfix and other people, but other people also do box art for Airfix. But this piece is just, it just blew me away when I saw it. It is a beautiful piece of artwork. Not only is the angle of the Typhoon just perfect, sat on the ground, really atmospheric, but the colours, the kind of, it looks, maybe it's kind of like early morning, bit misty. Excuse me. So the colours are a little bit washed out, but then you've got the sort of dawn of the sky coming. It's just beautiful. I cannot see that being beaten. My previous favourite box art was the Special Hobby Firefly Mark V pulling up over Korea after a strike. That was an amazing piece of artwork. This is just blown it out of the water. Some of the Kotare stuff is just beautiful, and I think they are actual paintings, the Kotare ones. But this just blew me away. So I said, I really hope that is going to be sold as a separate thing, and it is. So not if I get one, I am going to get one. That is going to be framed, and yeah, that's going to go in the pub, definitely. When I say in the pub, I have a pub at home. There we are. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I kind of waxed on about that enough, I think, if it's possible. Hopefully you think the same. Let me know in the comments, eh? Right, you know, all that YouTube like, subscribe, blah. Now, what I will say is, I've said it, I've mentioned this once or twice on the channel, that my sort of views to subscribers is a bit out of kilter. It's only about 20-25% of subscribers actually click on a video, which for me is a bit weird. But anyway, if you are a subscriber and you are watching this and you haven't watched one of my videos in a while, just have a look at the back catalogue, because there's all sorts of stuff on there: modelling, reviews, testing products, obviously lots of different projects, from, you know, jets to prop fighters and all the rest of it, all sorts of stuff going on, and lots more to come as well. So if you're thinking about subscribing, press the button. Costs you nothing, helps me out. Algorithms with likes and all that kind of stuff would be grand. Right, there you go, begging finished. Thanks for sticking with it, and I'll see you very, very soon. Cheers, bye-bye.